Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Kevin. Kevin is from Washington D.C. in the USA. So let's see what Kevin has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Kevin.
Hello, William.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
I can. And can you see me okay as well?
Yes. I probably pull this down a little bit?
I love your background.
Well, thank you. It kind of sums up who I am.
Amazing. So let's start the interview. Tell me, who are you? So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh, sure. I'm Kevin Paul. I'm a psychic and medium. I live in Washington, D.C. I have been studying what people call the world of magic since, in my 20s. And so I have been enjoying this journey. They call it maybe a spiritual journey for many, many years, to the point where now not only do I do readings, whether it be psychic or mediumship, I like to teach. I like to spread the news, and I call myself the no nonsense, no BS psychic and medium, to give you a good foundation for my students, who I like to have probably call the elementary school, the beginning of your journey. So I love to do that. And so I have been, trained all around the world and love doing, readings and teachings and my YouTube show about all kind of crazy things like, the mystery of the Ouija board revealed, or all sorts of fun things. So I like to do that. I like to kind of take the scary, mysterious and make sense of it and say, you really shouldn't be afraid of things. Let me tell you why. That's me.
Amazing. Oh my God, what an introduction. I love it, Kevin. Amazing. I think, being a spiritual guide or medium or guru, a psychic guru, I think it's a gift. Yeah. And if you have it, I think um, you need to share it. You need to understand, to understand. You need to explain. You need to educate people. I think it's all about this journey, because I'm sure there are so many people out there that maybe they have the same gift as you, and maybe they don't have much information, maybe they don't have support. And since some
Sure.
talking about it so open, and of course the job that you do through your social media and through your channel as well, I think it's a way of helping people as well.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I teach my students that they're not gifts, they're abilities which have to be worked on. And the gift is when you're able to use them to help others.
Amazing. Kevin, so as you said, you are from Washington D.C., so that's the place where you're born and raised?
No, I was born and raised in the state of Virginia, near the Atlantic Ocean, Norfolk and Virginia Beach, and then moved here after grad school.
Okay, and all your family are back in Virginia or not?
Yes, they are. And I'm the only one who left.
I see. So tell me, what's the biggest joy of living in Washington, D.C.?
The joy of living in Washington are the resources. Not only is this the epicenter of all things political, international, wild and crazy, I say it's a great place for resources. Allows me to connect with a lot of folks who are on their own little journeys in life, whether they be spiritual, whether they be occupational. This is where people come after school, after grad school, after undergraduate school, and start to grow up. And this is where I've been growing up and have had many resources to choose from, whether it's job, whether it's spiritual, whether it's athletic, social. It's really good. Being in an urban environment does have its benefits for sure. And that's what I love living here.
Amazing. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career, about your life, and also about your point of views, okay?
Sounds good.
But before we start our journey within the magic box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Mm, that I can speak to the dead and the dead speak to me. That's a lot of folks don't know, especially a lot of my friends don't know. It's not one of those things you don't always come out, always with the, telling all your friends, oh, this is what I do. So that's what I'm able to do that many people do not know. I can communicate with those who've passed whether it be your mother, your grandmother, your best friend, or if I go into a location they call haunted, and I can read the energy there and sometimes communicate with the active spirit that may be, in that location. So that's what I do. I can talk to the dead and the dead talk to me.
Amazing. Very good. Kevin, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Oh, yes. Why not? Let's go.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
All right.
Yes. Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, don't want to talk about, I always game change, okay?
Sounds good.
First question for you is, who are you most thankful for and why?
I am thankful for my teachers in life, and that include my parents, my friends, my teachers in regular school, but also in the world of spirituality, all the wise people. And they provide all sorts of different information depending on who they are. So I am really thankful for all the wise people that I have been in contact with.
And which person in your life you feel more connected with right now, you feel more close to at this moment?
Probably my best friends. They are, my family. So I do love what everyone can provide.
Tell me what's the biggest similarity between you and your best friends and the biggest difference?
Well, a lot of my friends are also psychic mediums or folks who are interested in that. So that's a nice common thing that we have. And we can talk about it. We can become colleagues and we can learn from each other. And you said the other thing was the big differences?
Yeah.
The big differences would just be the way people look at life, the way they go through life and their adventures. And I always enjoy their different perspectives on life and their different journeys.
What's the meaning of life for you, Kevin?
The meaning of life, to me, is learning. Is learning and growing. We have nothing but love to give. And the adventures teach us all about how to live in this world, how to be kind to each other, how to learn through these journeys of difficulties and barriers. I always teach folks, take each difficult experience and learn from it, and then you won't have to repeat it. It's like putting a tool in your toolbox. That's what I think.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. You like dancing?
Of course. I'm a trained dancer from way back when.
Really? Oh, wow. That's another hidden talent.
But that's everyone has, I think, some hidden talents, and whether they pursue it or not is really the key to it. A lot of folks don't, and some people do. I always encourage folks to give it a try, to develop those joys that you have inside.
Absolutely. Okay, next question is, what's the most difficult thing have you ever done?
The most difficult thing I have ever done is probably, it was the scariest or difficult. Those are two different things. Jumping out of a plane with a parachute was the scariest. Difficult because it took a lot of courage to do. The most difficult thing in life is just learning, from my mistakes. That's the toughest thing to do. When you think you're right, and in fact, no, you're not right, you're wrong, and you have to accept that. And then you have to come to peace with yourself, and then learn from that experience and move on. That's the toughest sometimes, to admit to yourself, okay, I was wrong. And maybe I wasn't correct with this, and maybe I thought I knew, but I really didn't. So I'm going to, just learn from that lesson and move on. That's the toughest.
And when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Kevin? What do you like the most about being you?
Mm. Is I feel like I'm actualizing myself. I'm really living to my full potential um, in my life, using all my abilities to share with others, to enhance my life, to enhance other people's life through education and through readings. That's uh, that's what I feel.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. So before the next question, tell me, what's the biggest joy of your career? Being a medium, being a guru, a psychic guru, what's the biggest joy? What do you like the most about it? And the flip side, what's the most challenging part about it, in your
Mhm.
opinion?
I'll start with the challenge. The most challenging is getting your name out there, as you know, getting your face out there, your point of view, your shows. That's the toughest is marketing and reaching out and doing everything you can to to get your information out there, your point of view. And the best part is kind of demystifying life for people, making people understand their innate abilities, understand how to awaken their intuition, how to live life differently by bringing in those abilities and understanding those, as well as using my mediumship to help people reconnect with their loved ones and provide them a little reunion. And that's going to provide a lot of closure in many cases. Um, and some of those heartfelt desires that, I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. I just want one more opportunity to hear from my father, just giving people, those type of chances.
Amazing. Next question for you is, what's the best advice have you ever received?
The best advice I've ever received, I would say, learn from your mistakes. That's that's the best advice. Learn from your mistakes, because if you don't, you're going to have to repeat those mistakes again and again and again. Life is nothing but learning and growing, and that's one of the best advice that I received.
Do you believe in destiny, Kevin?
I don't believe in destiny. I believe you are in charge of your future. You have abilities and skills that you can develop, but you have free will. As when I talk about giving readings about where you're headed in life, your future, I say this is where you're headed. If you don't like where you're headed, you're not predestined to go there. You can stop and pivot and do something different. So I say, it's all up to you and your desires. So you're not predetermined to go anywhere unless you want to go. And I like to encourage people to understand that, when you're trying to find out about the future.
Easy. Next question, ready? Let's do it. Next one.
We did the dancing.
Oh, look, yes, you can always join me. Next question is, this one I already asked you, what's something that not many people know about you? I already asked that in the beginning of the interview, so I'm gonna get another one. Next question is, what do you consider most romantic?
The most romantic?
Yeah, what do you consider most romantic?
The most romantic is an intimate time, like a dinner, beautiful place, quiet, nice music in the background, creating an environment with someone special that is special. The music, the surroundings, the food, the person, just creating a nice environment that you can share and be in each other's company. That's what's romantic to me.
Do you consider yourself to be a romantic person?
Yes, I am. Many people are like, I don't believe that. I'm like, yes, we all have it in us. Just give yourself a chance to love and be loved. That's what I've learned in life.
Tell me, through your life, what's the most meaningful romantic thing someone has ever done for you, if you can share?
That they've ever done. I would say, accepted me for who I am and not try to correct me, but live with me. I find that really romantic, that they are allowing me to be me and being gentle with, like things that are different. They maybe don't like something about somebody, but they're very gentle about, letting you be you. So that I find is very, very appreciated and romantic in a certain way.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, Kevin, two questions in one. The first part of the question is, when was the moment that you realized that you had this ability of, talking to others, in another part of the planet, or anywhere, or also where did you realize that you have a gift that I don't know if I'm saying right gifts, just correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
You're
The
fine.
ability of connecting with others or helping people, something that not everyone has. When was that moment? And the second part of the question is, did you have the support of your family regarding that?
I began, I think, when I was in my teens, understanding there was more to life than what we're perceiving or what we're being told. And so my spiritual journey was to figure that out. It was before the internet, where you actually had to go search out and find folks who have a similar point of view. So that was then the late 80s, I mean the in the 18, 19, when I was in college, and then just finding the right location to take a class, finding the right folks to talk to. I started with a book back then, and then I just had to do my own little journey all on my own. And I knew I had some special abilities, but I didn't know they were abilities. I just knew that they were just different and not spoken of, intuition, just knowing things, being able to use my mind to create, being able to communicate with past loved ones without realizing I was doing that. Especially when I was younger, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have a conversation with my uncle who's passed. Didn't think anything of it. Um, it's just one of those things that you kind of grow up if you have no guidance and you have to
Mhm.
discover it yourself. So that's typically in your teenage years, later teenage years for most people. And I eventually shared it with my family once I figured out what it was and who I was and what training I was doing. And I've been doing really shared it within the last 10 years even more, because I really delved into it deeper and deeper and went to some of the best schools in the world. One is actually in England,
Mhm.
and it's north of London, called, you've heard of Stansted in England.
Um, I don't know. I know Stansted. There is an area, and actually, there's a famous airport called
There's the
Stansted.
airport. Well, it's near the airport. We call it
Yeah.
the Hogwarts, but it's an old manor house. That's the best training in the world.
Oh,
There, it's called the Arthur Finley College. It's the best development for
yes,
mediumship.
Finley College. Yeah, of course.
Yes, so that's where I've gone to school um, many years ago, and I'm going to be there in November. It's always good to go back and get some refresher. Let's get some new techniques. Let's reconnect with our friends, because it's all magical people there,
Wow.
whether staff and students, and you all live, eat, and take classes in a house that is a huge manor house in the middle of nowhere. So that's what I've been doing, and I did share that with my family, 10 years ago. Once I once I started getting into a little deeper, because I took a little time off in my life, to grow up. And after, your 30s and 40s, you really want to have a good time and enjoy life differently. And then I came back to it. So that was my journey.
Okay. As you spend some time here in England, I would like you to answer the next question with your best British accent. Okay.
Oof.
I'm teasing. I'm joking. You don't need to.
I know Brits. Well, I know we all love to hear each other's try the other accent for sure.
If you'd like to give a go, let's do it. What is your most embarrassing moment?
Hmm. The most embarrassing moment. Um, oh, I probably just saying, the wrong thing to the wrong person at the that's always embarrassing, because, I try to be funny, or I try to, like, all of a sudden go, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that to this person," whether they be famous or, it just sometimes my mouth gets me in trouble. So that's the most, it's nothing, but it just happens, once in a while. It's like, yeah, when I kind of try to be funny and say the wrong thing, in a group or something, and like, ooh, that's embarrassing.
Those oops moments, yeah.
Yeah,
Oops.
like, oh, I shouldn't have said it, but you can't take it back.
Next question, let's do it. Hey, Kevin. Next question is, which bad habits you wish you could stop?
Which bad habits? Clenching my teeth sometimes. Or pursing my lips. Those are my habits. I wish I'd stop that, but that's who we are.
It's funny, made me remember a situation. My mom, she was I'm originally from Brazil, yeah, and my mom, she came here a few years ago, and I fall asleep once close to her, and she was like, "My God, you're doing your teeth all the time, like like this when you're sleeping. You didn't realize that." It's like, "Did I? Have I?" said, "Yes. You should look into it because I could hear the noise of you like with your teeth like that." I was
Grinding
like,
your teeth. Right,
"Yeah."
right, right. Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, it's something new for me. I didn't know that." Right, I have 3 questions left. Let's do it. For the next question, Kevin, as you know, you teach some students, you teach a lot of people. Of course, I believe that when you are teaching, you are learning as well. Yeah. So
Always, always.
my, my question for you is, through your career, tell me the most, let's say, meaningful lesson or something that you've learned from your students that's you're always going to remember, or you always have a special place in your heart.
Mm. I've learned that, they also have a lot that I can learn from, and I don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm open to learning from students and their experiences, and that no, I admit, I don't know everything, and no, nor does anyone else. And sometimes we want to think we're so confident with ourselves, like, okay, well, no, no, Kevin Paul, you don't know everything. Keep your mouth shut, learn from others, and students can teach a lot as well.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
I've learned.
All right. Next question is that a dream you always had?
A dream that I've always had.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed being in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And my dream is to reach a larger audience, always to reach a larger audience, whether it's with, dance, whether it's with the work that I'm doing now. It's always about I want to reach a larger audience because I feel like I have something to say, I have something to show, um, not just to be seen, but that's going to be helpful. It's, educational. I'm basically a teacher and coach,
Mm.
deep down. And those people like to share, and I like to share to help others. That's kind of my way of helping others.
What's the most, let's say, common questions that people ask you regarding, that there is something that is quite often that people, the tendency of people asking you?
Hmm. You've been talking about being a psychic and medium.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever been afraid of a connection?
Wow.
And early on, you are afraid because you don't know, you haven't experienced it, you haven't delved into it, you haven't learned how to do it on demand. So I have when I've gone into, more haunted locations and, you spook yourself out. Or I've seen something, and when something that goes really fast, it typically startles you. So I'm only scared because it startles me. I mean, I'm startled by, if you see in the city and you see a rat quickly run up, that startles you as well. And I've learned as I've developed that I'm no longer afraid of these things. I don't mind going into a haunted house or connecting with a spirit, um, no matter where it is, and getting their story, getting the information, demystifying it for the people and for myself.
I see. 2 questions left. Let's do it. You are a good dancer, I can see.
I'm just moving.
Before the next question, what's the biggest stigma that people or the society still has from psychic medium? All this word about spirituality, in your opinion?
Well, since they don't understand, many people think it's the work of the devil,
Mhm.
or it's evil. In your culture as well. They, it's like, oh, it's got to be black magic and so on and so forth. Well, magic is magic, and you can do it for good or for bad. Um, so that's the misunderstanding, is that, it's just always evil. Well, people use their ability sometimes to do things that are, may or may not be very nice or very good, but that's not the entire field. And so I have to explain to them what we do, what I do. And it's, communicating and getting energy downloads and understanding what's going on with you. As a psychic, I can connect with your past, your present, and where you're heading in the future. As a medium, I can connect with your past loved ones. This is not evil stuff at all. It's but nothing but good intentions. So that's the biggest misconceptions. It's all evil. Well, there are evil people that will do all sorts of things, you know, bad, with malintent, and they consider this as well. What's interesting is being a medium is also in the Bible. And so, they've talked about the Witch of Endor in the Older Testament and or the Hebrew Testament. And, it's just a medium who, somebody wanted to connect with somebody who's passed to get some information before they go into battle, So it's been going on, since the beginning of time. And, it's not evil. It's not work of the devil. The whole definition of what a devil is a whole nother topic. You know, it's not a singular person sitting there with his horns and his tail. It's the evil intention energy that people have, or people think of, or people fear, in my opinion. That's my short answer.
Oh, I like that. And actually, I think deep inside, what people when they don't understand, or they prefer to blame or to judge, I think it's because they're scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deep inside, they are curious about it, but for one reason or another, they just don't know how to get educated, or they don't want information. So I think deep inside is a curiosity there, and something that they're scared of, to kind
Yes,
of, you
fear.
know.
Yes, fear. So it must be of the devil. Well, once you understand it, you're okay, now I understand. We demystify. I love to demystify things and help people understand so they don't have to live in fear
Absolutely.
and they can
Okay.
appreciate what's going on.
Next question is, okay. This question is my favorite question of the magic box, and came up to you. Okay, send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for.
Send the message. Oh, on video here?
You're gonna just send a message to anyone in particular, but you don't need to tell who this message is for. Just the person who is watching now gonna go like,
Mhm.
okay, I know this message is for me.
Oh, okay. That I love you dearly, and you really touched my heart and have made me whole.
Sweet. Last question, ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's fun. Kevin, before the last question, tell me what have learned, from the others who passed away, who connects with you, who comes through, to leave a message to others, or they are, tell me something that you've learned since you discovered that ability that you have, if you can share.
Hmm. I've learned that people have made mistakes in their lives and have done horrible things in their lives sometimes. And a reading gives them an opportunity to send the apology, to admit it. And that's part of the healing that the living person, can appreciate and can receive from the past loved one that I'm talking to. Not everybody has got things that they've done they need to apologize for, but the most powerful ones are the ones who, when given this opportunity, once they pass, are in a position of love to go, you know, I really wasn't a great dad. And you deserved better than what I was able to provide you. I'm very proud of you. You should have deserved somebody better, but I want to make that apology and say that I love you. Those are pretty powerful moments.
Amazing. Last question for you is, if you could have a cup of tea or a coffee with a fictional character, who that would be and why?
A fictional character.
Yeah.
It would have to be from The Wizard of Oz, the Wicked
Amazing.
Witch of the West, the green Wicked Witch of the West. You know, this woman who was just misunderstood and was different and had to learn her own powers and her own abilities, and was made fun of or hated. And you know, what was her journey throughout her life and how she got past that. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Amazing. Actually, I watched for the very first time the musical this year, a few months
Oh,
ago.
really?
And this, of course, is one of the classics, yeah, and it's been on for quite a while. And actually, there's a movie coming out now. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yes, can't
Yes.
wait.
It's
Yes,
going to be
yeah,
really good.
amazing. Okay, Kevin, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Okay.
Let's start with money,
Resources.
fear,
A challenge.
love,
Love.
life,
The journey.
family,
Part of the journey.
sex,
Part of fun of life.
politics,
Messy. Messy,
re-
messy.
religion,
The intent was good, but it has really screwed up a lot of people.
friendship,
The best.
desire,
That's what moves the world.
regret,
The key is not to have any.
success,
Working hard, making it happen.
wish,
Manifestation.
happiness.
Beautiful.
One word for Virginia,
Old.
one word for Washington D.C.,
Powerful.
USA,
Messy sometimes.
and the last one now, psychic medium, one word.
Magical.
Let's pretend now I'm going to be your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends. Define Kevin in one positive word and one negative word only. What your best friend would say.
Ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? I would say fascinating. I would hope they would say that he's fascinating. He's got a lot of stories. The worst thing, he probably talks a little bit too much.
What's your star sign astrology, Kevin?
Virgo, I just had a birthday.
Happy birthday. Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, do you like celebrating birthdays?
Now I do. It doesn't matter. Why not? You can't hold them back.
Let's play now, Kevin, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let me see you dancing again. Let's do it. Okay, Kevin, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, I wrote it down, so I have to give you a moment here. All right. When you die, and there is an article written about your life, what would they say was your greatest accomplishment?
Oh, wow. What a beautiful question, Kevin. I think in this article, they would say that my biggest achievement was that I was able to connect people around the globe. That was a gift that was given to me that somehow through the channel or through my relationships, through friendships, through my life. I managed to connect people, and somehow, and their stories went in directions that, because of the touch of my hand or the touch of my channel, their paths got crossed, or they've learned something. It doesn't need to be physical, but maybe spiritual, or maybe just some connections through the channel or through words, even from my guests on the show as well here. I think they are the biggest part of the show and the biggest part of it. So the article would be the path connected through William's journey, let's say. Doesn't matter, through the channel, through my life, through friendship, relationship, everything. I think that's would be the title of this article.
And how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel special, makes me feel happy, makes me feel myself, my truly self.
Excellent. Good answer.
I love the question. My God, you put me right in the spot. I love it. Kevin, did you enjoy the interview?
It was fun.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time, for being so kind and accepting my invitation. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Any message to the people who are watching?
Yeah, a positive message or anything that you live by.
I would like for everyone to understand their own personal power. They have so much personal power to manifest what they want in life. It's called the power of manifestation. I want to make sure you understand that you don't always have to be in the passenger seat of life. I like to teach my students, and my philosophy is to put you into the driver's seat of life and make you realize that you have the ability and the powers, their own little magic, as you want to say, to make things happen, to bring things into your life, rather than just kind of waiting for things to drop in. You can learn to have a more active life and enjoy it even more when you're in the driver's seat.
Amazing. I love it. Thanks so much, Kevin. Thanks for taking the time for the interview, and keep in touch, okay?
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Me. Take care. Okay. Obrigado.
De nada. Take care, okay? Have a great day. Ciao, ciao.
Wow. Ciao.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.